Hello Musici, let's continue our journey with Riepel, and now we have to study and read the part about the Ponte. So we have been playing the other examples, now the Ponte. I will also try varying the Ponte a little bit, and then there's this example. Let's play it. Yeah, maybe let's put another stop because these are for foot. Let's do this one or the flute, which is even better. Do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, fa, la, re, do, re, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, fa. This. Then Ponte, the second section, sol, 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 ta, to, sol, fa, or sol, sol, fa, mi, re. Now, this is an appoggiatura, so the note takes the dot, which means re, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, and for that it takes the entire note and the dot is F. Re, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, so, fa, mi, re, do, re, do. Okay, now we have to think about this because we read the meaning of this symbol in the previous passage, in the previous part, which means now let's go and let's see it because I don't remember exactly what it means. Is the changing, okay, changing cadence, complete cadence, so and conclusive cadence. So this one, white means changing, and the changing cadence, which means on the fifth degree, is changing is because it makes a modulation to the fifth degree. Tonic, so the black one is a tonic cadence, so a cadence on the first degree, and then each cadence can be conclusive or unconclusive. Conclusive means that reaches the octave. Unconclusive that it doesn't reach the octave. Or on the fifth, sol, sol, la, sol. Complete means that it finishes on the the downbeat. Yes, the arrow is a downbeat, of course. So ta, ton, to, 1, 2, 3. But incomplete means it finishes on the half beat. For example, mi, re, mi, do, conclusive because it arrives to the octave, but incomplete because it doesn't finish on the downbeat, but 1, 2, 3 on the half beat. Okay. Now, Ponte, Ponte, Ponte. Ponte means bridge, is one of the most important Galant schemata. Then this is a cadence, so changing cadence. That's why it's white. Why changing? Because it's on the fifth degree. G. This way. So re, 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 re. And re, re, and it's not conclusive because I mean it finishes on the downbeat but doesn't reach the octave. Okay, so that no two changing commas, cadences, follow one another, I will now place a black comma in the second part. Let's see. Do, mi, because what's the point? That we have two changing comma according to Riepel. So here, a changing comma, which is conclusive, complete, and conclusive, complete, and changing, of course. Now he places another cadence, so the cadence on the first degree. That's why do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, fa, la, sol, sol, fa, mi, 1, 2, 3. Good. And the second section, so here now it doesn't finish anymore to the octave because it's a sol, fa, mi, re. It takes the fifth, so the fifth, which means that this can be called, I have to take a screenshot of this because otherwise I tend to forget about this classification. Let me take a picture so I can put it here in front of me. Okay, So it doesn't reach the octave, so it's unconclusive because it does not reach the octave, and it's complete because it finishes on the downbeat. Okay, good. And this is then followed by this cadence, which is black. So it is, let's take the picture. It's black, which means that it is on tonic, so on the first degree. This doesn't reach the octave. Why? Because if you think about the bass, fa, mi, re, mi, if you put a C, this is a third, and so it's on the third. And then it finishes on the half beat. It's not fa, mi, re, 1, 2, 3, but fa, mi, re, mi. And so it finishes on the half beat, and it is not complete, but incomplete. So unconclusive and incomplete. And re, 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 mi, do, re, la, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, do. The following, however, with two successive similar sounding commas, would then once again not sound very good at all. So there are two successive similar sounding commas. Do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, re, mi, do, re, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, do. So what are the two similar cadences, similar sounding commas? These are two white commas, so two changing commas on the fifth degree. The first one is it's complete and unconclusive. Unconclusive, so I have to create a mental association with conclusive. Conclusive means the octave, so it concludes on the octave. Does it conclude on the octave? No. So it is unconclusive. So, and complete means the downbeat. So the downbeat, does it finish on the downbeat? Yes. So it's complete and unconclusive. I'm talking about this cadence. Complete and unconclusive. The other one is changing. It is incomplete and unconclusive. Mi, re, or better. Wait a moment. This is complete and this is let's take the picture. Today I'm a little tired, so the brain is making some jokes to me. The second one is so does it finish on the octave? Yes, so conclusive. Does it finish on the downbeat? No, so incomplete. Okay, good. Until now, I have been guided by your Monte, Fonte, and Ponte, and at the same time by my ear. Uncomparable, your ear exceeds nearly all the rules that I can give you for this. Above all, I am pleased that you doubt a little here and there. For this is the unique advantage in learning even more thoroughly to explore the nature of composition. Whether that is just flattery or real praise, I am only happy because you assure me that I know the orderly passages from horn pieces. At home I will at once compose several hundred, yet for the most part in common or 2/4 time, so that no one may call me a 3/4 time composer. Yeah, there are many pieces written in 3/4. If you, however, doubt that I am in a position to vary everything at will, I will quickly show you it with the last part, that is with the second half consisting of the ponte. Okay, so now there are several pontes, or in Italian several ponti, which is the plural. Re, 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 do, re, mi, do, fa, 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 mi, re, mi, do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, do. Then, second ponte, re, 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 do, re, mi, do, fa, 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 mi, fa, sol, mi, re, fa, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, do. And then there are a lot of points, but I don't know if it's going to analyze each one of them. No, not here. So let's go. So let's play all of them. Number 3. Re, 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 do, re, mi, fa, sol, mi, re, fa, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Then, next ponte. Re, mi, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, mi, fa, sol, la, mi. Fa, sol, la, mi, la, fa, mi, re, do. Next, penultimate ponte, re, mi, do, re, mi, fa, re, mi, fa, sol, where there is a re, fa, mi, sol, then fa, la, fa, mi, re, ut. And then the last one, re, sol, mi, sol, re, sol, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, ut. Even if I hear fa, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do, fa, mi, re, mi, then, or the Monte is really would be really appreciated. Tan, ton, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi. Because we are on E now. For example. Then also with a changing comma as far as the ear tolerates or requires it. So changing comma now, because here we have a for 2 times, because the last one, this is not a changing comma, this is a tonic comma. 2 times with the changing comma in the middle. Changing means it's a cadence to the 5th degree. Do, mi, do, re, sol, mi, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, fa, re. Do, mi, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, ut. Or so, mi, re, fa, mi, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, ut. And here, actually, according to the phrasing we have, and the miola will be much appreciated. Or, and then there's another example, but with the tonic comma, not changing. I don't know why it put it here. Mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, la, sol, fa, mi, do, ti, do, do, da, sol, do, ti, do, do, da, sol, fa, re, fa, mi, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, ut. Stop it. Once you understand something about harmony and taste as regards metric and tonal order, then you can always vary freely upon this. Heavens! I would have now composed with zeal for 2 days in a row. I will, however, also, with your permission, set down a few bad and erroneous examples in order to make myself more secure about how they differ from good examples. Example 499, a lot. And then there are this example. Let's see, there are a lot. So, but yes, we can continue with the streaming, with this video, because I'm recording as I'm doing this streaming. Then, do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, sol, fa, mi, fa. Sol, mi, do, fa, mi, da, da, ti, 2, 3. Why is this bad? Because there is a changing comma followed by another changing comma, both conclusive and complete. At first, you see the changing cadence, which is so similar to the following changing comma, because the cadence concludes the phrase. And the comma is in the middle of an 8-bar phrase. In the second part, which is so similar to the following changing comma, in the second part, that one could use such a comma itself for a cadence. What if somebody told you that this is a repetition? This is a repetition. Beautiful. What if somebody told you that this is a repetition? This is a repetition. Do, fa, ba, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, 1, 2, 3. And going on. Look, I will show you what a real repetition is. The real repetition is do, fa, ti, ta, fa, la, la, ta, ti, 1, 2, 3. This is a repetition. The previous one is not a repetition because it's so different, okay? So it's not the fact that you repeat the same comma, okay? Because it's saying, okay, but it may be a repetition. No, it's that you are using 2 times the same kind of comma. The repetition, you have to repeat the entire section. For one must consider more than just to measure, which are not unfavorable to repetition. Now I will set a bad example up on the Ponte. So it's trying to write a bad example. It says belong to the Ponte category, but it is not good. Let's see. Do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, fa, la, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, sol, la, fa, mi, re, do, mi, tom, to, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, re, do. Okay. And now also complete. It says belongs to the Ponte category, but it's not good. Let's see then why after this. Because there are, I mean, it's the same principle. There are two changing comma. Do, mi, re, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, sol, mi, sol, re, fa, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, fa, mi, re, ut, re, ut. It is. So anytime we have 2 changing cadences according to Riepel, this it's not so good. Then let's see. If a hornist varied the first changing comma, the error would strike the eye and the ear even more. Let's see this combination. Do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, ut, mi, sol, fa, la, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re. And that's even better because it's an even worse repetition because you're repeating exactly the same kind of changing comma, even with the the notes within the bar, not only the degree, the scale degree where you make the cadence. Re, mi, sol, re, sol, mi, sol, re, fa, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. The following example would be quite good in a pinch, whether it belongs to the Monte, to the Fonte, or Ponte. But there's another example. Now, something very interesting is this note, 92. Why? Because therefore, music is nothing else but variation. It encompasses taste and expression, etc. We have sufficient models today of the proportion of a whole so that we no longer need anything from mathematics except for the art of permutation or fugue. It is important because variations, the ability to create variation starting from a single element, is the essence of music. Because if you want to base an entire composition on one single idea, you have to be able to model, to shape, to craft other ideas starting from the main one. And that's not easy, eh? That's not easy. This was the main melody, and then chromaticism, half cadence, I'm keeping the rhythm, but I'm changing the modulation to the point where I go in the cadence. Okay. Then here there is the famous goldfinch, but now let's see, 20 minutes, yes. For your 3 examples, begin the second part as follows. But now there is something different, because from this point it's going to talk about other examples with Monte, Fonte, or Ponte. And so we'll continue this reading in the next video. How did a musicus of the 17th or 18th century learn to compose music? Well, there were many methods, schools and techniques, but one was used by everyone. Partimenti, a figured or unfigured bass line from which you had to compose all the other voices at the keyboard. This method is by far the most effective because it is based on active learning, composing through playing at the keyboard or on a polyphonic instruments like the harp, guitar or the lute. No Roman numerals, no abstract theory you have never heard played, just intervals, consonances and dissonances, bass motions, harmonic and contrapuntal patterns that you play, embody and absorb with your fingers and then with your mind. With the partimento method, you learn to do exactly that. You learn to compose in the Baroque style, just like an historical Musici Practici, an authentic musicians of the Baroque period. Yes, it is a long and demanding journey, but also an exciting adventure full of challenges and great rewards. The partimento method is the second major level of the Musici Practici Baroque Path, divided into 12 big levels, chapters, each dedicated to a specific topic. Review the essential concept of music theory. Compose in 2 voices in Baroque style. Write in 3 voices with melodic independence. Create proper 3-voice cadences. Apply the rule of the octave and scalar motion. Internalize the most common Galant schemata. Explore advanced cadences and stylistic variations. Use complex and chromatic patterns. Handle suspensions and double suspensions with clarity. Modulate between keys following historical practice. Analyze and realize Fenaroli's partimenti numerati. Tackle Durante's partimenti diminuiti to reach the next level. Inside the course, you'll find a wide range of rich and detailed materials. Explanations of patterns step by step. Analysis, see how composers used patterns and draw inspiration from them. Say and play exercises, prototype models and diminutions to train your fingers to recall patterns at will. Partimentini, 184 short and focused partimentini to help you practice each pattern, cadence and Galant schema in real musical setting and multiple keys, major and minor. And finally, the original partimenti by Fenaroli and Durante to elevate your practice to a professional level. So, the partimento method is the best choice if you want to learn how to compose music in the Baroque style as if you had lived in the 17th or 18th century. And the best part? You can start for free with levels 1 and 2 in the Musici Practici Academy free levels. Curious to know how it works? Follow this link to explore the full course content and begin now with the free levels. Then choose the full course path that fits your goals and learn to compose music as if you had lived in the Baroque era.